evening, good morning, good afternoon, Fabulites. This is Angela. I got questions for you. What opens with Angela figuring out what she needs to do? And Kanan at the close is asking Jukebox, what you need me to do? If you guess Power, Season 4, Episode 5, Don't Thank Me, then you're correct. Thank you for clicking on my video. Please stick around to see how we got from opening to close. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Right now, we're working on 150 subscribers. You can go ahead and hit the thumbs up because I like you. Don't you like me? Hit the like, thumbs up, comments, all of that other stuff. Okay, so let's go. And this is handwritten notes, y'all, so you know how that goes. Uh-oh. Miss Thing is on probation out here, and it's a dog walking down the street, so now Miss Thing is, I can feel her shaking over here. Oh, she You hear her growling. So Angela is running, kicking it with her sister. Her sister said, I was going to try to keep up with you. Her sister sitting on the bench. But basically, her sister is like, if James is ass, if you think he's innocent, then, you know, you got to do the right thing. Angela, I can't let him die for something he didn't do. Okay. So then we see Attorney Silver and Jamie, and they're prepping for the asset forfeiture hearing. And Silver is like, look, it could be one or two things. One is about this case. Two, they setting this up as a RICO situation. So, okay. So then we see Angela. She's talking to Mike Sandoval. She's like, look, I reviewed these tapes, and there is no evidence on these tapes that the man put the gun where y'all found the gun. Something is fishy. Something ain't right. He didn't go to the bar. Mike Sandoval, James is guilty. It's too risky to put this truth in the mix because it's confusing. You know, sometimes the truth is confusing. We just hide this bit of information. You know, we know why he doing that, right? Because he the killer. Okay. So then we see Teresi is in jail. He in the rec room, and the first time we see him in the restroom, he's talking to Marshall, not Eddie Murphy, but Charlie Murphy cop about his transfer. And he's like, you know, James St. Patrick had something to do with it. And, you know, I'll jack him up for you or whatever. You know, he basically planning to collude with the cop to get James. Okay, so then we see Tasha, and she's with Attorney Silver, and Tasha affirms our money is legit. We've always done everything on the up and up. And Silver is like, okay, well, I'm gonna put you on the stand since you handle the money. You can testify. And Tasha's like, huh? Me? On the stand? Isn't that dangerous? And he's like, I have a feeling that you can do anything you put your mind to. You know, so I guess we're supposed to be seeing the chemistry between the two of them. And I don't know if it's like the guy who plays Silver, but he just seems so weird and unattractive to me. And I'm not seeing any chemistry between them, because just because somebody is unattractive to me don't mean they couldn't be attractive to somebody else, because that's how things work. Somebody is attracted to everybody, you know. But I don't even really see any chemistry, you know, between them. And when they had that little awkward hug at the end, I was kind of like, ooh. I mean, it just looked weird to me. Keisha, being a desperado, she rolling a blunt, you know, in the bed with white boy Tommy, you know, ha ha ha, they talking about blunts. His penis is a metaphor for a blunt and blowing it, blah blah blah, ha ha ha, they're having so much fun. Tommy gets a text message, so he turns around to kind of look at that and deal with that. Keisha's still talking. Oh my God, I love you so much. You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. You're so great and wonderful. I've never had anybody just come around and fuck me. And, you know, I don't know what happened with Holly, but tell me what happened with Holly, because I don't want to mess up like she messed up. Tommy hears what she says. But, you know, that's a sensitive subject for him. And he ain't even feeling Miss Desperada like that. So he's like, huh, what'd you say? And then on second thought, she doesn't, you know, she's like, oh, never mind, you know. Then we see Tasha was texting Tommy about Proctor being off the case. So then the next thing we see is Tommy rolling up on Proctor on the street. And Tommy is like, you know, look, you need to handle this stuff. You ain't tell me what was going on, but I'm going to tell you something that you might not know that's going on. Tasha, all up in the mix. Proctor, well, what about Lakeisha Sanders? What's her last name? What about Miss Lakeisha? Lakeisha too. You know that shop? Tasha is laundering my dirty money through the shop. Okay? So then we see that. So now Proctor has that information. Meanwhile, Tommy gets a call from Patar, and it's like, look, you know, Chicago needs answers soon. Chicago don't care what's going on with this, you know, the case with Ghost and all that. Chicago wants money. They need answers. What's your plan? Okay, so then we see James being visited by the club owner. What's his name? I got it written down right at the very end because I couldn't remember. But remember the older white guy who he got into the whole club business, and the white guy was trying to be his owner, and then the white guy's wife divorced him, and I don't see his name. So, but remember, the white guy's wife divorced him, and then James got ownership of the club because the wife was, you know, being, you know, mean and petty, and yeah, I got you. Stern was, his name is Stern. She was being very stern with Mr. Stern, the wife was. Hey, the Poodah. That's some sweet Bella. Oh, that's some sweet Bella. Okay, so then, what happens next? Okay, so James was visited by the club owner. He like, look, mean, petty, you know, ha ha ha, I hate to see you in jail. You over there using his tissue to wipe off. That's what I would be doing too. I'd have had some spray alcohol. Ew, that's disgusting. You use Okay, so he, you know, wipe off the phone that you communicate to the inmates, you know, with. But anyway, but basically his main point is that, you know, look, I know your assets have been seized and I want to give you some money. I want to offer you some money. I want to help you. And James is like, nah, thanks. You know, I gotta go. I'd rather be in my cell than out here with you, Mr. Stern. Okay, so then we see Proctor with his daughter at the restaurant. We saw his daughter in, I think, the last episode. She was like in the back seat of the car. But, you know, they chit-chatting, they kicking it. And he's telling her, you know, she like, why you got time to be with me in the middle of the day? You usually don't have time to be with me in the middle of the day. You always got these big cases. Well, this last big case, they think I done, you know, messed up and did something bad. And his daughter says, were you messing up because I'm staying with you? He's like, no, babe. He was so sweet as a dad. That Proctor guy is a pretty good actor. It's like when I look at him, it sounds weird, but when I look at him, I don't believe he's anything. I don't know how to explain it, but he just looks like a void to me. You know, I don't think I would cast him as anything. But I feel like when he's lawyering on the show, I buy it. When he's daddying on the show, I buy it. And I think that's because he's a good actor. He sells it. Sell it, baby. Sell it. Okay. So then Angela comes into the diner and she needs to talk to him. And he's like, I'm trying to spend time with my daughter. And his daughter is like, it's okay, Daddy. You can go. So then they go and Angela tells him that he was right and James was right. And, you know, Proctor's like, you know, okay, so, you know, and Angela is like, well, help me fix this. And Proctor is like, you know, oh, I'm supposed to be the dirty cop, but y'all in there doing all of that dirt. Y'all are supposed to be the good guys. You see this? You see this, Angela? What you need to do, I ain't even in this mess thanks to you and your dirty ass colleagues. What you need to do is you need to go talk to James directly and figure out how you can help him. And we're going to call Silver right now. And Angela is like, okay, thank you. Okay, so then we see Keisha and Tasha, and they're at home in her closet shopping. It seems that some shop has sent some clothes over for her to select from, and then she sends back the ones that she doesn't want. She's trying to find something to wear to court. The dress she wore to court was a black dress, but it was still bodycon. And did she ain't had no black dress in her closet? Baby, this is not the time to be shopping. But anyway, they're shopping. They're having girl time. Keisha gets a text message. And Tasha can tell that Keisha is this Miss Bella. You chillax now. I said you chillax. You on probation and this is how you act? Relax yourself, girl. Relax yourself. This is the time for just, you got to get them 20 hours of sleep in. Get some sleep in. Okay. So this is, they chilling, they talking. Also, anyway, Keisha gets this text message and Tasha can tell that when she sees who it's from, she like, dang. And Tasha like, girl, what's up? Who you want the message to be from? And Keisha's like, oh, nobody. And Tasha like, girl, you can't fool me. I know you. What's up? You what she say? You getting your back blown out and I don't know. And Keisha's like, well, girl, I think I'm more into him than he's into me. And Tasha's like, psst, if that's the case, then he dumb. He ain't shit. And you don't even worry about that fool because you the stuff. And he ain't into you. He don't know what's good. He ain't smart. And then Keisha's like, yeah, but white guys are different. And Tasha's like, a white guy? And Keisha's like, yeah, but he's not corny. And he's so cool. And he's the greatest. And he's wonderful. And, and he's hitting it right. And Tasha's like, the only white guy I know. Oh, wait, before that happens, Tasha's like, I might have to testify in court, but if I do testify, I got to tell Silver the whole truth. And Keisha's like, you trust Silver? And that's when she gets the text. And she's like, he's so white, and he's so great, and he's so wonderful. And Tasha's like, that sound like Tommy, but Tommy in the redheads. And then Keisha's like, oh, what about this dress? And then Tasha's like, in her head, what? No, because she figured out what's going on, what's good. She figured it out. Okay, so then we see Silver and Angela and James. So, okay, this must be in court. Oh no, Silver, Angela is the side piece, not the wife. I was confused. Okay, so Angela is she's not a side piece. I'm sorry, her profession is attorney. She's just a side piece on the side. That's not her profession. Okay, so then Angela is telling but she basically comes in, blah 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 blah, but the main thing is that she communicates to them about this 7-figure check, and that the prosecution believes that James St. Patrick was paid this money in order to kill Greg Knox, because Knox was on to Ghost Tommy, but we know Ghost ain't Tommy, and whatever. And that James is like, that was a loan, simply a loan. That's the truth. And Silver is like, after they get Angela out the room, and Silver is like, well, Tasha manages the money, right? Can she testify? And James is like, my wife on the stand? Is that the only option? And Silver is like, it may not be the only option, but it's our best option. Okay, so that's the end of that scene. Then we see Julio sexing the Asian club worker woman, and they sex all over the place. When I was watching this scene, I was like, oh, I think when I first started watching this show, that was like a big part of the dynamic and the sex, and like how sex is connected with power and power is connected with sex. But for some reason, and maybe this season I've been taking notes, I'm like, these sex scenes just be going, is this soft porn or is this power? But soft porn is power, and power is soft porn. You see? I understand. Okay, so anyway, they sex him. Then she tells, it's some conversation, but anyway, the woman ends up telling Julio that Dre and I can't remember who it was have been hanging out a lot at Truth. And I think that the guy on the last episode that Dre had kind of started bonding with, it's not Sandoval, Dominguez, I don't know. These gang people, I can't keep up with it's hard. And who I'm trying to keep up with is not Angela's mother, but Tasha's mother. Because didn't Tasha's mother used to come and take care of the children sometime? I would think that if my daughter's husband was in jail, I would be around more, not less. Taking care of the kids, reassuring the kids, supporting my daughter. Where the mama at? That's who I'm trying. But anyway, I want to keep up with the mama because she need that support system. Okay, so anyway, basically the point is that Julio is getting a sense that Dre is trying to collude That's the word of the day. Is trying to collude with other people to probably behind his back bring him down. And he already know from the last episode that Tommy told him, that Dre told him that Julio was in his interrogation with the FBI longer. And, you know, so Julio, his wheels are starting to turn about old Dre. Okay, so then Tariq and Tommy are in Tommy's place. Oh no, they're in Tariq's room. And, you know, Tommy is like, oh, you know, you looking nice. It's a nice outfit. Where you get this from? And, you know, Tariq is like, oh, I bought it. And, you know, Tommy like, boy, how you buy an outfit? He like, Tariq lying ass. Well, you know, they told me I had to be the man of the house. So I've been saving money. And then, you know, can I ask you something, Uncle Tommy? You know, when's the first time you had sex? And, you know, Tommy, you know, he like, oh, you know, so what's up? You had sex, Tariq? When? Where? How? Why? And, you know, Tariq is like, well, it was at a party and I wore a condom and I went to the party with my friend Jason. Because Tommy say, who you go to the party with? You know, Tommy is asking him like this in his head. But he like, oh, who you go to the party with? All kind of low key. But he's very tuned in to what's going on. He trying to piece together the pieces of this mess that Tariq is caught up in. And he's like, oh, I went to the party with oh, Jason. Yeah, it was Jason. But could we just keep this private between us? You know, the sex thing and everything. And Tommy is like, yeah. Don't you have to get ready for court? Tommy, you know, he's trying to get on it. Okay, so then we see Tasha and the twins in court. And this is where I wrote, where's her mama? And then she says to Silver when she comes in, I got to talk to you. It's really important, you know, that I talk to you. And Silver's like, you know, can't do it now. You know, we'll do it later. Cool. You know, it's cool. So they bring to the witness stand. He says, and, you know, they're in court and, you know, he's like, I want to bring to the witness stand. And Tasha stands up and then he's like, James St. Patrick. And Tasha sits down like, okay. And then James is like, you know, the $750,000, whatever, this big check was for, it was a loan. It was for my security company. I used Tommy and not the bank because Tommy is my friend. And it was no quid pro quo. Bella, chillax, relax yourself. Now, the pressure is on all of us. It was not payment for no murder. It was a loan. It was simply a loan. I am a hubby. I am a daddy. And I am a pal. A pal. You know, a pal. I'm a friend. Nothing more, nothing less. And then the prosecution has a strategy session. And Sandoval, they're like, oh, you know, he did good. Sandoval is like, I know how to get him, Mike Sandoval. And then we see the club man offering Angela money to help out. Oh, not Angela. I don't know why I got Angela and Tasha mixed up this episode. But Stern approaches Tasha. He like, you know, I know your family isn't a fix. And, you know, I'm a good white man and I want to help you. And Tasha's like, you know, I'll give you some money to float until things, I know you got to feed them children and take care of your beautiful family. And Tasha's like, nah, but she does take his card. So then we see Dre and Tommy and Pilar. And we're at Dre's pop-up den of sin. And, you know, they got to keep the money flowing in the meantime. And Tommy is like, you know, hey, this is good. You a businessman. You went from corner boy to businessman. That's good. Hey, but on the other side, you know, Tariq told me that you took him to a party and he sexed some girl. And Dre is like, nope. I took him to a friend's house. I don't know nothing about no party. Tommy, so Dre's lying. I don't know what Dre is doing. I just know that I didn't take him to a party. I mean, I don't know what Tariq is doing. I just know that I didn't take him to a party. That's what Dre said. Okay, so then Sandoval is cross-examining James because they were like, in their strategy session, yeah, by putting him on the stand, we open him up. And he's like, you know, you murdered Knox. And then Sandoval describes in detail what happened at the last minute of Knox's life. And we all know who are watching that that's because Sandoval was there at the last minutes of Knox's life. So he's telling you, telling us, he's telling on himself, right? Okay, And James is like, I did not kill Greg. You know, after some back and forth, you know, it escalates. And then he gets all upset. He's like, I did not kill Greg. And then Sandoval is like, no more questions. Oh, I do have one more question. How did you know Knox well enough to call him Greg? Withdrawn. Okay, so then we see James chasing, chastising Silver. You know, how you gonna have me being called a murderer in front of my family? James murdering ass self chastising Silver about him being called a murderer, being called what he is in front of his family. But anyway, Silver is like, look, man, you know, we win some, we lose some, we do the best we can. You know, right now we basically got to prepare to go to trial. We need blah, 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 i.e. money. I ain't got no money. You better find some money, dude. Find some money, Ghost, James, St. Patrick, Jamie, sir, money. I need money. Okay, so then we see James in the rec room, and he upset. He letting off steam. He pumping iron. And then the Charlie Murphy cop comes in, and he corners him. Everybody else leave. Ghost is trying to leave, and Charlie Murphy like, oh, where you going? Let's hang out. And, you know, he used the term nigglets about the man's children. I was offended. I was like, I have heard a comedian on YouTube use that term, but I was just kind of like, oh, like, I think my ears are still a little singed because I think they got burned off. And, you know, he's like, you know, your wife is fine. She pretty. She ain't gonna have no, ain't gonna have no trouble finding somebody. She gonna have somebody digging her out. And maybe it's gonna be somebody with a badge. Somebody whose name is Charlie Murphy. You know, maybe it's gonna be me with your wife. Wouldn't that be something if your wife and kids was calling me daddy? And then James and the Charlie Murphy cop fight. Because that just, woo, that gets James upset. And, you know, they fight, and then James, he kills the cop dead. He take a weight, and he kills him totally dead, beats him dead, like it's done, it's over. We don't have to have any questions in our head whatsoever whether the man is dead. He's dead. Then Biscuit and Teresi come in, and Biscuit is trying to stab James because that was their plan. And Teresi like start choking up Biscuit. Biscuit is the one who was trying to get James's Biscuit, who he twisted his wrist earlier. It don't matter that we know his name, because listen to what happened. Teresi starts choking out Biscuit, and Biscuit is like, "What's up? I thought we was about to get him." And Teresi's like, "No, it's been a change of plan." So then Teresi kills Biscuit, and then he tells James, "Take off your clothes, switch clothes with Biscuit. We gonna say that it was a fight, or, you know, it's gonna look like it was a fight between Biscuit and the Charlie Murphy cop, and that Biscuit killed the Charlie Murphy cop, and then Biscuit killed himself to avoid the death penalty." Who do that? I'm gonna kill myself to avoid the death penalty? Okay. But anyway, and then they hang the dead Biscuit, and then we get a shot of James and Teresi walking out, you know, together, clean but dirty. More dirt. They already dirty. They even more dirty now. Then we see Angela's sister following up with Angela, and she's like, you know, don't do anything to hurt the family. Her sister is, but she had already told her to do the right thing. So anyway, then we see Tasha and Tommy, and they at Tasha's house, and Tommy's getting some orange juice, and Tasha like, "You fucking Keisha, I know both of you." She going on and about this white guy hitting it right, and Tommy go. She said, "I'm hitting it right." Yeah, it started because Milan wanted to kill her, and I hit her, and, you know, I was just fucking her. It don't mean nothing. And Tasha's like, you know, you ain't even into her, and she's into you, and, you know, what's gonna happen when Holly comes back? And Tommy's like, "Holly's never coming back. I killed Holly because, you know, I thought she had killed Ghost, and I had to protect the family." And Tasha's like, "I understand you had to protect the family, you know, that's right, but you also got to protect the family by not killing Keisha, because Keisha is my girl. You can't kill my girl, but you also can't dump her because she unpredictable, and we don't know what she might do." And I'm kind of like, now he protected the family by killing Holly, and now he feel bad because he had family in her belly, which was blood family that he killed. So anyway, But that's where they are. Oh my gosh, okay. So then we see Tommy. Okay, so we already talked about that. Then we see Silver back in court, and he's calling up AUSA Valdez to testify about a prosecutorial pattern of criminal-ass, cheating-ass behavior and misconduct. And I was wrong, says Angela. I have to do what I can do to make it right. And Mock is like, Angela Valdez, you are in this mess too. And then the judge is like, the entire prosecutorial team is improper. And this case is dismissed against James, and I am recommending that all of you be suspended and investigated. Mr. James, you are free. Woohoo! I guess woohoo, I don't know. Okay, but then James is like, thank you, Angela. And Angela's like, don't thank me. You didn't do this crime, but we both know that you're not innocent. We know you're not innocent. We know he is interested, though. He's just not innocent. Okay, so then we see Tommy playing pool, and he's ignoring Keisha's text messages. And then he gets a text to go to Chicago. He gets summoned to Chicago by Pilar. And then we see Kanan. He at the pop-up, at the pop-up Denison, and Dre's hookup. And Dre is like, look, man, you know, this is the final payment. Tariq ain't from where we from. You know, he's in over his head. He's changing. It's a matter of time. If I see it, his mama and Tommy are going to see it. You know, you need to stay focused. You said you want to get back what was yours. Well, look, Milan is dead, and we can get back what's yours. You know, let me help you, and I need you. We in this together, me and you, Kanan. And then Julio walk in, and he see them talking through the glass door. So he know that Dre and Kanan have a connection. So Julio know Kanan, right? Is he like shocked, like, oh, Kanan is alive, or what? Or does he just know, hey, he's talking to this dude who looked like this? Okay, so then we see Angela leaving the job with her box of personal possessions, and she's joined in the elevator by Sandoval, and she's like, he's like, you didn't kill. Oh, he's like, you just killed a killer. You think you did something. And she's like, I didn't free Greg's killer, and I will find him and bring him down. What's done in the dark will come to light. Then we see Terry Silver and Tasha's, and they had this weird, awkward hug. He patting her head, her hair like I don't know. I didn't understand. I didn't feel it. And he's like, you know, get a money floater until things return back to normal and you get your money. Call me if you need any. I thought he was going to say any money, but he said any advice. And he give her his card. And then he like, oh, what were you going to ask me in court? And Tasha's like, nothing, good night. And then Tasha calls Stern. And Tasha calls Stern. Okay, so then we see Reek going into his secret hidey place where he be hanging out with Kanan, and he like, oh, Kanan, and then he's like, hey, and we don't know who he sees. And then we see Tommy going to Chicago. He getting a car, and he giving his phone to the black guy. I think this is the black underling, Tommy's black guy. And he like, you know, make sure my phone stays on. And the guy like, how I'm gonna be able to reach you? He like, you can't reach me. Then we see Teresi, and he's like, give this phone, because Ghost is getting ready to leave jail. He free. Teresi, Tony Teresi is like, give this phone to Tommy Egan. And Ghost is like, dag man, what's up with you? You know his daddy or something? And then Ghost is like, you are his father. You know, and then he's on his way to being processed out of jail. Then Kanan comes into the secret hidey place where he and, you know, Tariq be hanging out. And Jukebox is there. And Jukebox is like, hey, man, what's up? You know, the plan is back on track. You know, Ghost is free. We gonna do what we said we was gonna do. We gonna hold this boy. We gonna get this money. Then we gonna kill this boy and his pappy. And, you know, yeah. And Kanan is like, what do you need me to do? But we don't know if deep inside he loves the boy Tariq and he's going to protect him. Or, people are saying that. I wouldn't believe that. But anyway, because he killed his own child, but I guess he didn't have a relationship with his child. But why I don't believe Kanan has feelings. Kanan has mental issues. He's crazy. He's sick. He's disconnected from love, life, and joy. So, that's all I got. I'm Angela. Be Fabulous You is the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Peace.